Sources say San Francisco 49ers star receiver Deebo Samuel has been traded to the Washington Commanders.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Washington Commanders in today's video because, folks, a couple of days ago, they absolutely fleeced the league, gave up a fifth-round draft pick for Deebo Samuel. And to me, this is exactly what this team needed. You know, he's a real gadget guy. He's extremely versatile, whether he's lined up in the backfield, moving in motion, yards after catch, screenplays. He fits everything the Washington Commanders did last year on offense. RPOs, jet sweeps, runs, you name it. He fits this team to an absolute T. Now, I will admit he comes with, I wouldn't even say they're like risks, or because this has been touted as like a high risk, high reward type of move for Washington. I think it's low risk in the sense of all they did was give up a fifth round pick, but we're going to talk about it because the way I see it is if Deebo Samuel can just stay healthy, he's going to help this team out so much this upcoming season. And you just gave the offensive rookie of the year in Jayden Daniels another stud wide receiver, another playmaker, right? Last year, Jayden Daniels, 3,568 passing yards, 891 rushing yards, 31 combined touchdowns, and he led this team almost to the Super Bowl. So you just got an extremely high-end wide receiver to pair up with Scary Terry. I saw this was some random GM texting somebody in the NFL world. Good addition. Deebo still has something in the tank, and Cliff will use him right. And I think that's what a lot of people forget is Cliff Kingsbury is still the offense coordinator for this Commander team. And we'll look at Deebo in just a second. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We're definitely going to ramp up our Commanders content this year. I really failed on that last season, so that's on me. Try and get this video to 50 likes, folks. I would really appreciate it. So Deebo was drafted in the second round in 2019 by a 49ers front office that included your GM Adam Peters. He earned a 2021 first team All-Pro selection after having 14 total touchdowns and almost 1,800 yards from scrimmage. He's only 29 years old, and he had over 1,100 total yards and 12 touchdowns in the 2023 season. All right. Now, here's where, or actually, we'll get to that in just a second. Over the past 4 seasons, Deebo Samuel ranks 11th with 63 scrimmage plays of 20 or more yards and is tied for 3rd with 11 plays of 50 plus yards. Now, the reason, and I heard this comparison, I think it was on Colin Cowherd, I think it was The Herd who said this. He compared it to Jimmy Butler leaving Miami and going to Golden State, where it's just, you know, the time just ran out. Right? Nagging injuries really ruined his past season with San Francisco. Honestly, injuries ruined that whole San Francisco season. So he only finished with 806 yards from scrimmage and only 4 total touchdowns. That was the lowest production of his career other than 2020, where he only played 7 total games. His 8.7 yards per touch in 2024 was also a career low, and his 8.3 yards after catch matched his previous low from his rookie season back in 2019. And he also only had 3.2 yards per carry this past season. So that's kind of where the risk comes in. Washington took on $17.55 million of his salary, so they can move on very easily if this doesn't end up working out. So looking into the future, because Washington's not close to done. You know, even offensively, even at the wide receiver position, especially at the tight end position, I hope they bring back Zach Ertz, but I also hope they go out there and get a rookie tight end in the first 3 rounds, because they have 6 total draft picks and 3 of them are in the top 79. All right. What I want this Commanders team to do, and I think everyone agrees, is get a little bit younger as far as building blocks go, right? You got Jayden Daniels, Sanders still, Johnny Newton, but outside of those main big 3, there's not too many players under the age of 26, which is perfectly fine. But as we know, the Commanders have 28 impending free agents. All right. They also have, and that's the second worst in the entire league. So, Adam Peters is going to do his thing. It's going to be, not a crazy different roster this upcoming season, but I do think they're going to get younger in a couple of different areas. Now, that doesn't mean that they are, just going to go downhill necessarily, because, the main thing I think everyone is kind of waiting for is that Twitter notification from Adam Schefter or whatever saying that the Washington Commanders just traded for Myles Garrett. Regardless of what they end up doing, and we'll talk about the draft in just 1 second, they are going to get some edge rusher, right? We know Jonathan Allen, that trade will probably go through or even cut, but he'll probably get traded relatively soon here. It's a really strong roster, and just judging, especially from all the Commanders fans who watched my rapid reaction of the Deebo Samuel trade a couple of nights ago, seems like everyone's kind of prioritized or focused on revamping this defense. And edge rusher is a big one. And the obvious choice is Mr. Myles Garrett. He's like the best edge player in the NFL. He's one of, if not the best defensive player in the National Football League, and he would really help elevate this defense to that next level. Now, there's other options there. You got Josh Sweat hitting free agency from Philadelphia, but then they also have the 29th overall pick. And the reason I wanted to talk about this a little bit is because, first off, they have 3 picks inside the top 79. I was reading a mock draft from PFF. Josh Leiskowitz, I believe, is his name, and his first round pick was Barron, the cornerback out of Texas, at number 29. And I think that would be an A+ home run move for Washington. But I don't think Barron's going anywhere near pick 29. I think he's 100% going to be selected in the top 15. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if somebody takes him in the top 10. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the entire draft, and I just don't think Washington's going to have the ability to get a guy like that. The good news is this is a very deep edge draft, extremely deep edge offensive line draft as well. And so there's a couple of guys. Landon Jackson out of Arkansas, for example, for me, an edge rusher. I think he's going to be available at pick number 29. I think he'll get drafted somewhere around there. And I think that would be a good pick for this Washington Commanders team, regardless of if they go out there and sign a Josh Sweat. I guess that would actually change it, so never mind. But if they don't make a big move for a top edge rusher in free agency, keep an eye on guys like Landon Jackson or even Walter Nolan as the defensive tackle. Moving forward, round 2, pick 61, PFF, Josh Leiskowitz had you guys drafting Cameron Williams, tackle out of Texas. I absolutely love it, but the main move I wanted to talk about was round 3, pick 79. He had you guys going with Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon, and I really like this. He was a beast last season for Oregon with Dylan Gabriel. 31 of his 46 catches resulted in first downs. He was also a big-time play threat. He recorded 18 explosive catches of 15 yards or more. Very good season last year at the University of Oregon. So I'm excited for this team. They have, 3 nice draft picks where they're going to go out there and get 3 hopeful starters. And I'm, like a tight end, a rookie tight end really excites me with this team. But anyways, folks, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys haven't already. But most importantly, let me know your thoughts, obviously, on the Deebo Samuel move. But let me know any other big-time free agent or trade candidate that you want Washington to make a move for here when free agency officially begins in 7 days. That's it for me. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.